Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is One of One, but you can call me Seven, and it's stakeout time. Weirdly enough, in this bizarre situation, after that whole ordeal at Moeka's apartment, Okabe and Moeka are now staking out these lockers, these like rental lockers, together to see if they can find FB. I don't know how they ended up here. They fought, they actually beat the crap out of each other. They kissed. It wasn't like that, but it still happened. And then they were, well, Moeka was like vulnerable with him. Not like, she was kind of forced to give up the information, but she's broken. And apparently, Okabe has been saying that this world line has accepted her death. Convergence is just like that. So now we're here. And it's weird, but also kind of cool. And I have no idea where it's going, and I'm very excited to see where it does go. So let's move. We nap in 1 hour shifts, but it doesn't help the exhaustion. On top of that, I don't have anyone to talk to. Moeka can't keep a conversation going, so there's nothing I can do to stave off boredom. I went back to the lab to shower just before dawn, but Kurisu, who was working an all-nighter on the time leap machine, just glared at me. Whoa, that music is loud. Jeez, it scared me. The wait finally ends at just after 1 p.m. on the 13th. Someone comes to open the lower right locker. We watch from behind the pillar. It's a nondescript middle-aged man. He's dressed in a new suit, but it hangs rather poorly on him as if he's not used to wearing it. Is that FB? Moeka shakes her head firmly. FB is a woman. So maybe she hired someone to pick it up, or it could be someone from the locker company here to clear it after weeks overdue. That would make us all idiots. Moeka, FB, and me. The man has the key to the locker. He pays the late fee with 100 yen coins, then removes the cardboard box with the IBN 5100 inside. The man thought ahead and brought a pushcart. He puts the IBN 5100 onto the pushcart with a bit of effort and begins walking away. Follow him. Okay, where's this gonna lead us? Back to the train station. The man heads straight for Akihabara Station. Strangely enough, he walks up to an overweight man standing in front of the ticket machine. The overweight man is wearing a t-shirt and has all the signs of an otaku. He doesn't seem to have anything in common with the first guy who looks like an average salaryman. They transfer the IBN 5100 into the overweight man's suitcase. After they exchange a few words, the overweight man enters the station alone. Then the guy in the suit leaves. Weird. What was the purpose of that transfer? Is the overweight man FB, or is he just another link in some kind of chain? At any rate, if we keep following the IBN 5100, we should reach FB eventually. We enter the station. We're on a train again. The overweight man boards the Yamanote line. We board on the next car and keep watch for the connecting door. It's a weekday afternoon, so there aren't many passengers. 30 minutes later, we arrive at Shinjuku Station. Here, the train sees a sharp increase in passenger traffic. He's getting off. Moeka pulls on my sleeve. The overweight man has slipped into the stream of departing passengers. He's about to exit onto the platform. We follow him, but due to our slow reaction, we have to push our way through the boarding passengers. The train doors close and it slowly departs. The man starts walking towards the exit. Shinjuku is crowded, so we have to follow close behind or we'll lose him. But then I stop in my tracks. The man is empty-handed. His suitcase is missing. What? For a second, I think we followed the wrong man, but no, it's definitely him. We watched him the whole time he was on the train. There's no doubt he had the suitcase when the train arrived in Shinjuku. Could he have passed it to someone else in this crowd? Clever. They know how to lose a tail. Back we go. We do it again. Oh my god. Yeah, of course. It's not an issue if you forgot. You just gotta... Here we go again. Yep, return to the lab and leap an hour back. I find myself inside the train. I know it's bad manners to use my phone on the train, but this is an emergency. According to the train's display, we're about to leave Otsuka for Ikebukuro. 3 stops to Shinjuku. Moeka is next to me acting inconspicuous. I peek at the overweight man in the next car. They'll make their move at Shinjuku. That guy's gonna get off, but he actually hands the package to someone else. He got us good just now. Just now? Doesn't look like Moeka's caught on yet. I just time leaped from an hour in the future. Yeah, Moeka. Moeka's eyes widen. The train arrives at Shinjuku on schedule just to make sure I'll have Moeka follow the man when he gets off. Before the doors open, I stealthily move to his car. He still has a suitcase with the IBN 5100. There we go. Now arriving. The doors open and passengers spew out. The overweight man leaves too, just like last time. However... I knew it. He leaves the suitcase on the train, and now passengers from Shinjuku board. Someone walks up to the abandoned suitcase. It's a woman in her 30s pushing a baby stroller. There's no baby. The woman casually loads the suitcase into her stroller and sits down. After witnessing that scene, I return to the neighboring car. I need to be careful. These guys are serious about avoiding pursuit. The train starts moving. I contact Moeka so we can regroup later. It's just you now, buddy. After that incident, the package swaps couriers like a hot potato, snaking around the tracks that run through Tokyo like a web. Whenever they give me the slip, I time leap and resume the chase. Finally, the courier and package get aboard the Hibiya line and return to Akihabara Station where it all began. I recognize the last courier. He's one of the men who raided the lab with Moeka. Dark-skinned, crew-cut, the one who hit me with his gun. The man easily carries a 25-kilo package out of the station. We follow. A car honks its horn. Moika and I immediately hide. Peering out from cover, I see a white flatbed parked in front of the station. A muscular man hops out of the driver's seat. Is it... I knew he was involved somehow. I had a feeling in my gut. I knew in the pit of my stomach. Oh my God, was he the one who time leapt? Was it him? I had a feeling he was involved somehow, and I expressed it, albeit briefly, maybe an episode or two ago, maybe 3 episodes ago, something like that. It was when somebody time leapt and Okabe didn't get up there in time to see who it was. But I knew. I know what you are. I've seen your face, Mr. Tennoji. I know. It can't be. I desperately try to organize my thoughts. That's Tennoji Yugo, owner of the BRAUN Tube Workshop. Mr. Braun. Why? Why is he here? Does this mean he's connected to FB? To the Rounders? Was the BRAUN Tube Workshop just a front for CERN? Is that how he could afford to keep it open? What's going on here? His shop is right below the lab. If he's working for the enemy, then... I shiver at the thought. Stop. Let's not rush to conclusions. He might just be another courier. We watch from a distance. Tennoji takes the suitcase from the crew cut man and loads it into the backseat of his car. Then he gets into the car alone and takes off towards Shawadori. I stare after it in disbelief. Oh, we're time leaping. Okay, God, I thought things just stopped. All right, so now we're just a couple hours back. Are we just gonna wait for him? I time leap several hours to before the first man arrived at the coin locker. Then I explain the situation to Moika. My plan is to get ahead of the package. After killing some time at Starbucks, nice, we rent a car. I don't have a license, so Moika's driving. We go to the street in front of the roundabout, facing Shawadori, and park near Yodobashi Camera. Now we wait. Okay. Nervous? You look terrified. How long have you been driving? First time. Sick. What? This is your first time? Oh, come on. Just don't crash. I was surprised Moika had a license in the first place. Apparently FB told her it would come in handy for her rounder work. I have Moika wait in the car while I keep a lookout on the roundabout. The white station wagon's already stopped there. From this distance, I can clearly see Tennoji in the driver's seat. Nobody else is riding. The crew cut guy should arrive just after 5 p.m. Okay, there we go. As expected, the crew cut man arrives right on time, effortlessly dragging the suitcase behind him. It feels weird seeing the exact same scene from a different angle. I hurry back to the car where Moika's waiting. He's coming. The station wagon rolls past us. It takes a left turn at the Shawadori intersection towards Okachimachi. Moika smoothly sets the car in motion. Good job, Moika. Back to their house? This is the house where Suzuha lived. Her rusty old mountain bike is still sitting out front. Tennoji brings the IBN 5100 inside. We stop a little farther down the road and keep watch. What does this mean? Where is FB? The question is, why did he bring it inside? Is he just holding on to it, or... is he FB? Does he know FB? Moika insists that FB is a woman, so maybe it's Tennoji's wife, whom I've never met. I have Moika show me one of FB's mails. Re, sorry for not being useful. M4, it's true that you're not very good with people, but I think that's just part of what makes you unique and special. Besides, you have no trouble talking to me, do you? Honestly, M4, there's nobody else who works as hard as you do. I'm very thankful for that. I'm glad you joined the Rounders. Even if nobody else values you, I'll always look out for you. Feel free to email me whenever you'd like. Oh yes. Since you're finally in Nagoya, you should try some of the local delicacies. It's not good for your health to keep eating convenience store food. Or do you not like miso, M4? In any case, a girl your age needs to eat better. I recommend the firm miso stew. Your next mission is to go to Akihabara in Tokyo, so find an apartment by next week. I deposited a special bonus in your account, so feel free to use it. Talk to you soon, your mother, FB. So this is either a ploy or Suzuha is still alive. Suzuha is still alive. Tennoji has lied about her, and she is somehow involved in this. It would be way out of place, or maybe there's some more convoluted things going on behind the scenes. Maybe this gut feeling is just super, super off, and I'm not. But I expect someone else I recognize, right? It wouldn't. Well, not that it wouldn't make sense to introduce an entirely new character, but I don't know. Feels like somehow people are involved in so many different ways because of all the time stuff. You know, it's really hard to prevent plot holes with this kind of thing, but still, I'm into it. Let's see. So, she's kept a lot of mails archived like this one. M4 is my code name. FB gave it to me. Moika's a mailing machine. She sent FB nearly 10 mails a day, but FB replied to every single one. You'd have to be a saint to reply to all those emails. No wonder Moika was so dependent on FB. Time for another stakeout. I have Dadu set up a wireless infrared camera on the telephone pole down the street. Oh my god! We park a couple blocks away and watch the video feed. The next day, Tenergy goes to work on his moped like usual. He returns after sunset. There's no sign of his daughter, Nai, or his wife. What if he doesn't even have a wife? Something finally happens early Sunday morning. Just before 3 a.m., 6 people show up at Tenergy's house. It's them. It's dark, but I recognize them. It's these guys. Yeah, they're the rounders who raided the lab with Moika. Is he just holding it for them? Moika doesn't show much of a reaction. I thought she knew them. I ask. But she says she's never met them before. It looks like this world line's Moika has been cut off completely. Were they done with her once she found them in IBN 5100? Tenergy comes outside and loads the IBN 5100 into the station wagon. Then the 6 men get in and drive away. 6 men in a station wagon? Tenergy sees them off and then goes back inside his house. What now? I'm interested in Tenergy's story, but the IBN 5100 will lead us to FB. We decide to follow the station wagon. I want to know what his involvement is. The pursuit ends at Narita International Airport. The 6 men, IBN 5100 in tow, board a plane, headed for France. France, CERN's home country. What does this mean? Tenergy's wife might be FB. Since there's been no sign of FB this far, she must be an extremely cautious individual. But the evidence suggests only one possibility. On World Line Alpha 1, Moika's men attacked the night the time leap machine was completed. Their timing was perfect. It makes sense if you assume that Tenergy is closely linked to FB. He was right downstairs the whole time we were discussing our plans. FB knew exactly what we were up to. We were dancing to her tune all along. When we get back to Akiba, Moika and I start walking towards Tenergy's house. But on the way, I get an angry call from Kurisu demanding an update, so I decide to take care of that first. Hello? Oh, we had to meet her? And we got a mail? I saw Orion last night. Oh, like the constellation? It was really pretty. I hope you were looking up at the same time, because then it would be like we were close by, even if we were really far away. Stars are romantic if you think like that, aren't they? What a sweet mail from Mayadi. First night in a while I've had time to look at the stars, but I don't think it was Orion. That's a winter constellation. Okay. Something about that makes me sad, but all right. Kurisu sighs when she sees me. I thought I asked you to keep me posted. I've been busy. Busy, right. Kurisu glances at Moika. Were you worried about me? Of course not. Why should I care what you're up to? It's just Mighty was really worried. I don't want to see her sad. So at least give her a call, okay? Now that you mentioned it, it feels like I haven't talked to Mighty in forever. Yeah, because you haven't, brother. I'm doing this to save Mighty. I'm close to discovering our true enemy. Yeah. Kurisu glances at Moika again. Moika is completely expressionless. She's lightly kicking the dirt in boredom. She hasn't used her phone once since we began the search for FB. Isn't she our enemy? She is an enemy, but we're cooperating in order to uncover the truth. Isn't she the one who killed Mayadi? Yes. However, Moika's just a pawn, and one that no longer poses a threat. To save Mayadi, I need to capture the king. Well, the king's cell phone. Whatever. So where are you going now? Take me with you. Have you gone mad, Assistant Mind? I'm perfectly sane and I'm not your assistant. It could be dangerous, yeah, well, and? Kurisu falters for a moment. Oh, I thought she was being flippant about it, but no. But quickly tightens her expression. Do I die today? I've experienced the future, so I know who dies today. No, you don't die. Then there's no problem. This world line has essentially guaranteed my survival. Right. Kurisu doesn't die today. Neither does Mighty. The only person who dies today is... Right. It's Moika. Kiryu Moika. This afternoon, she kills herself. I've already told Moika her fate, but in spite of that, Moika doesn't seem upset. At least on the surface. She's expressionless as always. The only difference is that she's not checking her phone as often. But Moika's not a strong woman. Beneath that expressionless mask, is she struggling against the fear of death? Well... It's time to see what's going on. I decide to confront Tenergy directly. I have Kurisu stand guard outside the house while Moika and I go inside. Not that we're planning to break in. We ring the doorbell like honest citizens. Tenergy soon opens the door and invites us into the living room. The divergence meter is sitting in its usual spot. I glance at the numbers. Do you know what Suzuha stood for, Tenergy-san? There's still a long way to go before I reach 1%. How much more of this can I take? Make yourselves at home. Man, I don't know what to make of him. I thought he was friendly. I don't know. It's freaking me out. It's just after dawn, much too early for guests, but Tenergy welcomes us with a smile. He even starts preparing some instant coffee. You're an early riser, Mr. BRAUN. Yeah, I gotta see my little girl off to school. I know it's summer break, but habits die hard. Is your daughter still asleep? Hey, you thinking you're trying something while she's sleeping? Oh, no, dude, that's not what he was. Oh. Don't worry, I'm more interested in his wife. There's still no sign of her. Is she asleep too, or could she be hiding somewhere? I'd like to do a thorough search of the house, but of course that's impossible. And then there's what he said just now about seeing Nai off to school. That sounded like something a single father would say. It's probably because he is. I suspected that FB was Tennoji's wife, but that may have been a mistake. Maybe Tennoji is just another courier after all. Maybe he doesn't even know about FB. There's the possibility that FB might not even be an Akiba. I need answers, but how do I get them? Moika is just staring at the floor. I can't count on her for any bright ideas. And whether or not Tennoji's wife is FB, I don't think this man will fall for any tricks. I decide to go for the direct approach, probably the best way. A few hours ago, 6 men stopped by this house to pick up a package, which they then delivered to France. You were there. I saw you. This time, Tennoji doesn't give me his usual macho attitude. He just smiles softly. And the package contained an IBM 5100. You know what that is, of course. Yeah, the legendary retro PC. This is too easy. He's never this cooperative. Are you just another courier? Or are you a rounder? Instead of answering my question, Tennoji looks straight at Moika.
おめえは裏切ったのか M4
Did you betray us, M4? Moika jerks upright. M4 is Moika's codename, something only FB should know. Are you FB? Tennoji laughs once. A dry sound. Ever heard of Ferdinand Braun? Moika and I look at each other, confused by the sudden change of topic. Come on. He was the Nobel Prize-winning physicist who invented the Braun tube. Tennoji has a thing for Braun tubes, I know that. But what does that have to do with anything? Oh yeah, well, I mean, guys, okay, you guys definitely could have gotten that. Oh, first off, I'm so sorry. They made him look so thick in this. Look at his neck. This guy is, holy hell. Like, look at him. Look at him, holy crap. But also, dang, this is insane. This is a wild turn of events. I don't know what I expected, but holy crap. I think he's going to kill Moika, right? What a crazy bit of art that we have. Tennoji casually produces a handgun. The motion is so smooth and natural that I don't even recognize it as a gun at first. Its heavy form gives off a chilling black luster. The muzzle is pointed at Moika. Moika and I are unarmed. We didn't plan for this. How could we have? We thought FB was Tennoji's wife, not the man himself. Let me ask you one thing. Your wife, she died having Nai. Why? I cursed silently. No wonder I've never seen her. She's been dead for years. Tennoji is FB. That can't be. I thought I was your world, M4. Now you're running away? Keeping his gun trained on Moika, the man I knew as Mr. Braun laughed scornfully. We're at an overwhelming disadvantage. I was a fool to believe the direct approach would work. Now my recklessness is going to get both of us killed. No, not both of us. I don't die here. I'm here because I time leap on the 16th. That fact is written on the fabric of this world line, so if the attractor field model is right, I can't possibly die now on the morning of the 15th. My survival is guaranteed by the same force that keeps killing Maedi. However, Moika has no such protection. Oh, I didn't know the music. I thought the music was slowing down and it freaked me out. She dies today, it doesn't matter how. She could easily die now right before my eyes. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. It doesn't matter. My goal is to obtain FB's cell phone and send a D-mail to Moika in the past. That is the reason I'm here. In any case, I mustn't let his handgun scare me. There's no turning back now. All I can do is stay on the offensive. So you're a rounder, CERN's dog. Their dog? Yeah. You ain't wrong. Tennoji is like a different person today. He's composed. He doesn't get angry, even when I provoke him. You wouldn't expect a man with a gun to be so calm. Is this who he really is? Was the gruff but good-natured storekeeper just an act? If you shoot, it'll wake up your daughter. So what? Do you want your daughter to see you commit murder? My little girl's smart as a button. She'll understand. I grind my teeth. I can't believe you're a rounder. You, of all people. Hashida Suzu didn't give you a home so you could turn it into a safe house for CERN. Tenerji's smile stiffens for a second, but then he slaps his knee and laughs. You knew Suzu-san? You should have said something. Tenerji and I haven't spoken about Suzuha in this world line. Did he kill Suzuha? Did he realize who she was and kill her? Anyway, what gives you the right to speak for her, huh? She died 10 years ago. You were what, 8? How do you know how she'd feel? She told me. I glare at Tenerji. The anger and frustration are overwhelming. She was here, and this time not 5 days ago. I'll bring it to you here in Akihabara. That's my duty, and I'll see it through. The rest is up to you. Change the future, please. I still remember her words vividly. Though it feels like it's been forever since she spoke them, in objective time, it was just a few days ago. She was right there, and you never knew it. Hashida Suzu. No. Amane Suzuha was a time traveler. She came here from the future to stop CERN. What? You never noticed, FB? The woman who saved your life came from the year 2036. She was one of us, a lab member, the daughter of Hashida Itaru. Suzuha hated CERN, and here you are, a man who owes her everything, doing their dirty work. Is this how you honor Suzuha's memory? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Tenerji thrust his gun at me. I barely managed to keep from flinching. It's impressive that you managed to keep from flinching in the first place. How did you turn out this way? It's complicated, is it? Complicated. Is that supposed to be an excuse? Are you really FB? Moika looks completely lost. Poor girl. Tenerji sighs and lowers his gun. Yeah, I am. Then males. I wrote them. Why did I pretend to be a woman? Camouflage, obviously. Had to hide my identity. The internet's full of guys pretending to be girls. I gotta say though, M4, you send too much goddamn mail. Who has time for that? You better be grateful I bothered to reply. Oh. Oh, that's not nice. Was like a mother to me. I'd do anything for FB. That was the point. It's easy to manipulate nutjobs like you. Just gotta give him something to cling to. I approach Tenerji but freeze once he points the gun at me again. Why did you stop emailing me? Huh? Oh right, your usefulness ended the second you dropped off that IBM 5100. That was obvious. I've been telling her this whole time that FB abandoned her. I guess it wasn't real to her until she heard it from FB's own mouth. Recruiting members directly is bad for secrecy, but the Rounders make up for it by choosing expendable assets with nowhere else to go. Any member who finds an IBM 5100 is eliminated. No exceptions. What? What is he saying? That way, CERN gets to keep their secrets, plus have a cheap army of outcasts. Like us. We're all expendable. Every last one of us. And it sucks, let me tell you. Without dropping a smile, Tenerji takes his gun. As soon as our job's done, they get rid of us. Guess that makes us cattle, not dogs. I had a feeling that's where it was going to go. Oh, God. And presses it against the side of his head. Huh? Disobey orders and they go after your family. I can't let them touch my little girl, can I? Wait, don't! Sorry for everything, Suzu-san. Really? How did I turn out this way? He pulls the trigger. Brains splatter against the wall. Tenerji's massive body drops to the floor and sprawls out, motionless. A dark red stain begins to spread over the tatami mats. He's dead. Tenerji is dead. It's over, and I still don't understand what happened. Would he have killed himself even if we hadn't confronted him? Was his death too the will of fate? Tennoji had completed his mission. Maybe he chose to eliminate himself rather than face certain assassins. I bite down hard on my lip. I pound my fist against the floor. We could have helped. We could have done something. You left your daughter all alone. He meant to protect her with his sacrifice, but what is Nai supposed to do now? How could you die with a smile? All rounders are expendable, he said. Does that mean FB was just another pawn? Is that how CERN operates? That's insanity. This can't be real. Nai, is she still asleep in the next room, blissfully unaware of her father's suicide? How do I explain this to her? Should I run? Again, strictly speaking, my purpose is to obtain FB's phone. Once I send the D-mail and change the world line, all of this will be undone. I can run like a coward and no one will know. I'll know. I timidly slide open the door to Nai's bedroom. It looks like you'd expect. There's a red backpack hanging next to the desk, and there's a futon laid out on the floor. But Nai isn't there. The window is open. The lace curtains are waving as if to invite the fresh morning breeze inside. She's gone? Where did she go? No, don't tell me CERN kidnapped her. I don't even know if she was here when we arrived. None of this makes sense. This isn't the world I know. His phone. I need Tennoji's phone. I'm relieved Nai isn't here. I don't have to tell her about her father's death. I find Tennoji's phone in his pants pocket. What's Moika doing? What is she doing? I was ready to kill him for it if I had to. I never thought he would kill himself. And now I'm looting his dead body like a hyena scavenging for scraps of meat. I make myself want to puke. I leave as soon as I have the phone, dragging the catatonic Moika with me. We regroup with Kurisu, who was worried sick waiting outside, and hail a taxi. I wish we hadn't spent so much time parked near Tennoji's house. Once the body is found, the police might trace the rental car back to us. Maybe we should have reported it first, but I'd rather not have to answer any questions. Besides, soon none of this will have happened. Good lord. So the manager was FB. First, we take Moika back to her apartment. There, I explained to Kurisu what happened. Moika didn't say a word on the way back. Now, she's sitting on the floor by the entrance, staring off into space. It must have been quite a shock to hear Tennoji's, FB's, confession. The one person she trusted betrayed her. She may never recover. But were Tennoji's actions really a betrayal? I'm not quite convinced. Something felt off back there. Rounders who complete their mission are eliminated, no exceptions. That's what FB said. But in that case, why wasn't Moika killed? Hey, Moika. It's possible that FB did what he did so you could live. Maybe he didn't abandon you. Maybe by pushing you away, he was trying to keep you safe. That's a very astute observation. Again, I mean, yeah, I had a feeling he was involved, but I never really knew if he was a bad guy. It seems like he might not be. Cares for his daughter, after all. Might just be wishful thinking. We'll never know his true intentions, but I want to believe that Tennoji did care for her, that there was a place for Moika somewhere. What am I doing? Why am I trying to comfort Moika? Maybe I'm just soft. I mean, you know they're all pawns, brother. We need to send the D-mail now. Kurisu's expression is grave. Miss this chance and you could be in a lot of trouble. Kurisu had the same thought as me. Your goal is to save Mighty, not take revenge on CERN, right? I don't want anyone else to be hurt because of the machine we built. Yeah. You're right. FB's phone is in my possession. There's no longer any reason to stay on this world line. It's only a matter of time until the police come looking for us. I should send the D-mail immediately. When I do, the present will be reconstructed. Tennoji will still be alive, Moika will still be in contact with FB, and at last, the IBN 5100 will return to me. I just need to think about saving Mighty, and all will be well. Do you think Daru's still in the lab? I'll try calling. I'll send the same message I tried to send earlier from Moika's phone, only this time it will be from FB's phone. When Moika sees it, she'll believe it to be an order from FB. Knowing her independence on FB, she'll obey without question. It makes me sick to be taking advantage of Moika's vulnerabilities like this. How am I any different from FB? You said he'll be there in 5 minutes, so we just wait until then. By the way, something weird happened back there. After closing her phone, Kurisu glances at Moika and lowers her voice. While I was waiting outside, I heard a gunshot. And right after that, I saw her I ask even though I already know the answer. There's only one person it could be. Did she run away? Oh, God. She ran out the back door. When I called her to stop, our eyes met. Kurisu bites her lip as if fighting an unpleasant memory. It happened right after she heard the gunshot. If that's true, then Nai saw her father die. She saw her father die and then ran away. There's a knock on the door. Someone's here. Who? Moika, who had been squatting by the entrance, slowly lifts her head. This is wrong. The timing's too perfect. Today, Kiryu Moika dies. This world line has already approved that fate. Has it come for her already? Moika reaches for the doorknob. I try to stop her, but too late. Moika's already turning the doorknob. The door opens slowly, and there stands
Konnichiwa.
Nai. An innocent greeting. A child's voice. Familiar. How did she find this place? How did she get here? Why did she come here? She ran away. Our eyes met right after I heard the gunshot. Nai steps up to Moika. Moika's body blocks my view. The next instant, Moika drops to her knees like a string-cut puppet. An innocent laugh. Hands dyed with blood. A cleaver in her hand. Yes way. Nai's lips twist into a victorious sneer. She looks straight at me, her eyes burning with intense hatred. Those aren't the eyes of a child. What's going on here? Is this really Nai? I won't forgive you. The venom in her voice chills me to the bone. Daddy died because of you. I'll never forgive you. I'll kill you with my own two hands. Kurisu and I stare in shocked silence. Neither of us can move a muscle. My heart skips a beat. I feel like someone just walked over my grave. I'll come for you in 15 years. I hope you spend them quivering in terror. Oh my god. Oh, there's so many layers and loops and like concentric circles surrounding different events. It's all linked. Oh my god. Nai tosses the knife away and leaves, laughing all the while. I hear the sound of her footsteps pattering down the stairs. Soon they fade away, leaving us in silence. A demon? Was she possessed? My entire body is shaking. I have to struggle just to move a finger. What about Moika? Moika's clothes are soaked in blood. There's a gaping wound in her abdomen where Nai stabbed her. Kurisu yells for me to come to my senses, and then she takes out her phone. Check on Kuryu-san, I'll call an ambulance. No, wait, before that, maybe you should just send the D-mail. Even now, Kurisu is calm. I feel an irrational surge of anger at her composure, but I know that she's right. Once I send the D-mail, this world line will be undone. I know that, but I still run to Moika's side. Oh boy, her chest is already covered in blood. Moika, she's my enemy. Hang in there, she killed Maedi. Can you hear me, Moika? I can't understand her, I can't forgive her, and yet I can't help but call her name, because in a sense, she's a victim too. Moika slowly opens her eyes. My god. Oh my god. Another person, another casualty. Her eyes are blank and unfocused. She's fading fast. Huh? She tries to speak, but her voice catches in her throat. I bring my ear closer to her lips. I killed someone precious to you. Yes, you did. Countless times. Not on this world line, but on others. This is my punishment, the will of fate. I'm sorry. I silently squeeze Moika's hand. Moika doesn't squeeze back. She no longer has the strength. I had nothing except FB. The only place I belonged. I would kill to protect it. You're right to hate me. I'm sorry. I forgive you. The words come to my lips unbidden. But as soon as I speak them, I understand why. Moika does not kill Mairi on this world line. Even if she could, it would not happen until tomorrow. This Moika, the one dying in my arms, is innocent. And yet, even now, she says I'm sorry. How can I not answer her? I forgive you. Perhaps the words are meaningless. Forgiving Moika will not cure Nai's hate. Neither will Moika's death. I don't even know if I truly mean what I'm saying. But still, I remember what Kurisu said. My goal is to save Mairi, not avenge her. So here, now, I forgive you. The anguish seems to fade from Moika's face. Her eyes slowly close. A tear slides down Moika's cheek. Her hand slips away from my grasp. She is no longer breathing. Biting my lip, I lay Moika to rest on the floor. I place her purple phone in her hands. Kurisu calls to me in a weak voice. I think you should send the D-mail. Everything's ready at the lab. Yeah. Moika and Epi are gone, but Mairi's fate remains unchanged. The universe still demands her death. Hey, Christina. When I send the D-mail and change divergence, do you think Moika's fate will change? Based on the attractor field model you spoke of, she'll be more likely to live if divergence exceeds 1%. Sorry. I wish I knew what to say. Don't worry about it. I stand up. Moika's blood clings to my hands. It won't come off, even when I wipe it with a tissue. I stop trying and take out FB's phone. I nod to Kurisu. She calls Daru and tells him to activate the phone wave. I take one last look at Moika's body lying there. Here is our choice. Sending the D-mail or not. I had a feeling we were going to get a choice to do it. Here we go. Okabe has another burden to shoulder. Another life. Another person who is faultless in this. Blameless in the events surrounding all of this. All of the things that are going on that lead to Mairi's death. That's 3 people now. Suzuha, Ferris, and now Moika. Who are riding on his shoulders. And after so many countless events, he's running it back again. And up to a certain point, I feel like you just keep going, right? You can't stop. You can't, after all you've been through, there's only one place you can go, and that's forward. But you know how this goes. Whenever we're presented with a choice, we always decide to not do it first. And then we do it after the fact, when we have to go back. So now I will make a save, and we'll see where this takes us. I take one last look at Moika's body lying there. Causality is a strange and terrifying thing. At the beginning of all this, Moika killed Mairi, but now Moika lies dead while Mairi still lives. All because I changed the past. Moika, if you're going to apologize for a sin you didn't commit, then I must apologize as well. I am responsible for twisting your fate, and for twisting the fate of Tennoji Nai. I ruined that innocent girl's life, made her something other than what she was meant to be. Is it okay to just leave her like this? Of course, if I send the email now, this world line will be undone. Nai's twisted fate will be corrected. There's no point in worrying about it. I should just think about Mairi. I shouldn't burden myself with any more problems. Is this really okay? Of course it is. Send the D-mail. That's all I need to do. Why won't my fingers move? I already know what I need to do, and yet... Wasn't there something strange about that girl? You mean Nai-chan? I nod. She was like a different person. What did she mean she'll kill me in 15 years? It bothers me. Does she know something? What was she implying? Don't worry about it, Okabe. Send the D-mail right now. That'll solve everything. I put Epi's phone in my pocket. I can't pretend I didn't see that. Nai's crime is partly my responsibility, and I need to know what she meant when she promised to kill me 15 years from now. I'm time leaping, back to the lab. Kirusu sighs, but I pretend not to hear it. Are you just gonna get another, like, just have another instance of his phone, or is it just gonna disappear? What's the big idea here? Our enemy, but there we go. We're back here. Then whispers into my ear, blah, blah, blah. It's about 7 a.m., right? Huh? Well, yeah, but where did that question come from? After time leaving 4 hours back, I find myself in front of the station. This is right after Moika and I met up with Kurisu after returning from Narita Airport. After this comes the Tennoji residence, blah, blah, blah. Dead just a few minutes ago, and now she's perfectly fine. I feel no surprise. I suppose I've grown accustomed to this particular facet of time travel. After all, I've seen Mighty come back to life countless times already. There's one other thing experience has taught me. Today, Moika and Tennoji will die, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. I know it's cruel, but I didn't come back here to save them. I don't have the means to, and it isn't my problem. The problem is Nae. We arrive in front of Tennoji's house just like we did before I time leaped, but this time, I wait outside with Kurisu. Moika enters alone, expressionless as ever. While we wait outside, I tell Kurisu what's about to happen. I also tell her to wait a little while after she hears the gunshot, and then go inside and take Tennoji's phone. It feels like an eternity passes in silence, and then... there we go. Kurisu gasps, her body goes stiff. There really was a gunshot. There we go. I immediately look around. Just as Kurisu told me, I see a girl come out of the window. She walks away quickly, but at the same time taking care not to make a sound. That's not how a child acts after witnessing her father's death. Wait! Nae looks over her shoulder. She spears me with eyes full of hatred. That alone is enough to make me shiver. What if she's a time traveler? Came back and now is in child form, but that's not how it works. Unless their time machine is different and it ages you down as well. This is the disposition of an adult. Someone who knew this would happen, maybe. It's pitiful, but a tiny little girl is making me nervous. Something is very wrong here. This Nae is like a completely different person. I want to know her true identity. That's why I time leaped instead of sending the D-mail. Nae is still running, ignoring my calls to stop. I run after her. Here we go. Out of shape though I may be, I'm still more than a match for a 12-year-old girl. The distance between us quickly shortens. Nae keeps running, occasionally looking back at me and grinding her teeth in a very unchildlike manner. Normally a child being chased by a man will cry and scream things like stay away or help. But this girl says nothing. The only sound is her heavy breathing. I call out to her once more when she's nearly in arm's reach. Unexpectedly, Nae slows down and eventually stops to catch her breath. Okay, looks like she's realized she can't get away. From the sound of her breathing, she must be at her limit. Careful, men, she might have a knife or a gun. We're alone. Kurisu and Moika must still be at the house, and the streets are empty thanks to the Obon holidays. Perfect. I was afraid someone might report me as a child molester. Now I can get what I need to know out of this strange girl who looks like Nae. I call out to her as I catch my breath. Are you really Tennoji Nae? Nae glares at me as she catches her breath. You plan to kill Kiryu Moika after this, don't you? That's right. She punctuates her nonchalant reply with a cruel smile. This is not the face of a child. That is not the face of a child. Revenge for your father? You and Kiryu Moika killed Daddy. Your dad killed himself. He blew his own brains out. He would have done it even if we hadn't been there. It's not our fault. I don't care. What? Kiryu Moika was there when Daddy died, but she didn't stop him. I won't forgive her. Nor you, Okabe Rintaro. You weren't there, but Daddy wouldn't have died if you hadn't gotten involved. Wait, is she blaming me for finding the IBN 5100? How the hell was I supposed to know? But I won't kill you now, I can't. The tiny little girl, barely half my height, looks up at me with a smile that chills my blood. I'll kill you in 15 years, keep living in fear until then. I get on my knees and grab Nae by the shoulders. I hold back my terror and meet her stare for stare. And yet, this girl doesn't even flinch. Who are you? She isn't Tennoji Nae. What do you mean you'll kill me in 15 years? Exactly what it sounds like. 15 years from now, I killed you. Why is she using past tense? Nae laughs once, a harsh and mocking sound. Then she leans in and whispers. You still don't get it? Just now you asked who I am. I am Tennoji Nae, no doubt about that, but I remember the next 15 years. Did she time leap? Oh! Nae suddenly whips out a knife, catching me completely off guard. Oh my god! Nae drives the knife into the elbow of my right arm, which was grabbing her shoulder. Blood sprays onto Nae's face, but she doesn't even blink. Instead, she laughs, just like she laughed when she killed Moika. Damn it. The intense pain brings me to my knees. For a moment I panic, but somehow I manage to convince myself that I'm fine. I won't die here, I tell myself. This world won't accept that. It's just like Nae said herself. It's not that she won't kill me, she can't. If she tried, something would surely interfere. Want to hear how I killed you? In the future, you were one of the founders of the resistance against CERN. But I captured you and imprisoned you and tortured you every which way I could think of. You cried and screamed and begged for your life, all while covered in, oh my god! You were one sorry sight, Okabe Rintaro. After I ran out of things to do, I finally slit your throat and then I stabbed you over and over and over again so many times I don't even remember. That's how your life is going to end. That's your punishment for murdering Daddy. Nai grabs my arm and digs her tiny fingers into the wound. My nerves burst into flame, not just in my arm, but throughout my entire body. The pain forces the air out of my lungs in a blood-curdling scream. I can't shake off Nai's hands. I can't even move a finger against the pain. Stern confiscated your time leap machine. They kept it locked away for 15 years until I came for it. After I became a rounder and killed you, I used that machine to come all the way back here. It was hard, let me tell you. Oh my god. Can't leap more than 48 hours at a time. To travel 15 years in 48-hour increments would take... Oh my god. Oh my god. 15 years, 365 days per year, and then 2-day increments. That's a ridiculous amount of time to be leaping. 2,738 leaps. I messed up a few times though, so it was really more like twice that. At least I kind of lost count after a while. Now I get it. When I came to this world line, I went back to the lab after learning of Moika's suicide, and once I got there, I found evidence someone had used the time leap machine. So that was Nai's final time leap. Nai keeps staring into my eyes as her fingers crawl deeper into my wound. I bite my lip in a desperate attempt to bear the pain. My blood won't stop flowing. It collects into a puddle and stains the asphalt dark red. Revenge was all I lived for. I won't let anyone get in my way. I will kill Kiryu Moika with my own 2 hands. I won't let... Oh my god, she doesn't deserve to go out easy. You left 15 years just for that? She's insane. And it was Moika and I who made her that way, who turned an innocent little girl into a creature of hatred starved for vengeance. We stole 15 years of her life. 15 years. I can't understand what it's like to live with such hatred for so long. She's like Darth Maul. Just for that? Nai's slender fingers pry deeper into my wound. So deep I can feel her fingers against my bone. Ah! 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 Oh god! It might not mean anything much to you, but to me, killing you too means everything. So you kill Moika, but what comes next? Next? Are you gonna repeat those 15 years all over again? What do I care about those 15 years? There's nothing for me there. She does not cry, she does not sneer. Her voice is flat and emotionless as she speaks these words. There's nothing more I can say to this girl I destroyed. At last, Nai lets go of my arm. She looks in disgust at her hands now covered in my blood. I don't need anything from you now. Just wait in fear and regret, Okabe Rintaro, until I come for you in 15 years. I'm powerless to stop her from running away. Dry laughter leaks out of my mouth. That girl's disconnected from causality, just like I am. I asked her what she would do after killing Moika. She didn't answer. The first time she lived those 15 years, all she had was revenge. And after time leaping thousands of times, she exacted that revenge. How will she live those 15 years the second time around? Will she kill me again? Will her revenge be complete then? Or will it continue forever until even she forgets why? The thought squeezes my heart like a vice. Does time travel bring nothing but pain? We built a time machine out of curiosity. We were fools. If not for our meddling, CERN would not have targeted us. Mighty would not have died. Suzuha would not have had to travel to the past. Ferris would not have lost her father twice. Luca would not have had to forsake her feelings for me. Oh yeah, I said earlier, it's not... Sorry, I said Suzuha, Ferris, and now that... No, Suzuha, Ferris, Luca, and now Moika. And now Nai. And Moika would not have killed Mighty. Kurisu runs up to me. She turns pale at the sight of my bleeding arm. What happened? Are you okay? She kneels in front of me, worry is etched on her face. The phone. I brought it, but Kurisu hands me FB's phone. I take it and start typing out the mail with my left hand. Hey, tell me what happened, will you? Should I call an ambulance? Calm down. I'm gonna send the email now. Right. If the world line changes, then this wound will go away. Yes, but who cares about my wound? Tennoji's death, Moika's death, and the damage to Nai's soul will all be undone. That's what matters. I finish the mail and take a breath. Hey, why do you think Tennoji didn't kill Moika? What do you mean? Any rounder who finds an IBN 5100 is silenced, no exceptions. That's what Tennoji said. In that case, the one who should have been eliminated first was Moika. She found the IBN 5100 in the first place, and yet Tennoji cut contact with her instead. And when we exposed his true identity, he shot himself, not Moika. I think he wanted to save Moika. Perhaps that's just wishful thinking. Perhaps I'm just looking for an ounce of comfort in all this suffering. Even if that was Tennoji's intention, it was meaningless. Moika will die today, whether by her own hand or Nai's, it doesn't matter. However, I hope it works out on the Beta World line. They are the enemy. I should hate them for killing Mayuri, but in some sense, Tenergy, Moika, and Nai are all just victims of my foolish experiments. I pray that they can live normal lives, at least on the Beta World line. For their sake as well as Mayuri's, I must send this D-mail. Sorry, Nai. Once this D-mail is sent, this world line will be undone, but I can't let you have your revenge. There we go. What is it now? 5-7. We moved up 0.05. That's pretty big. The world shatters, warps, and reforms. Eventually, those sensations disappear and color gradually returns to the world. I find myself standing in the street near the lab. The burning pain in my right arm is suddenly gone. I look down. There's no wound, no blood. Instead, I'm holding a convenience store bag with 2 bottles of Dr. P. I guess it worked. I head straight for Moika's apartment. When I get there, Moika opens the door normally and peeks out at me. She looks fine. No signs of despair. No bloodstains by the door. No knife either. How did you know where I... Let me kill some time here. I barge into the room. The hour of Moika's death passes with no sign of Nai. And that is where we are going to leave it today. Holy crap. So much happened today. There's so much, like, there are so many layers to this game, this plot. It just keeps wrapping in around itself. There's so many questions about the morality and what's going on with time traveling and all of that stuff. And all of the characters that we didn't even know were interconnected and we could not have fathomed. This is phenomenal. I am greatly enjoying myself. Truly, I'm having such a good time and I can't wait to see what happens next. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did. And I will see you guys in the next video. So for now, have a good rest of your day and I will see you soon. Bye!